everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Jojo Plans, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make script stickers. I've had a few people ask me, since I've been using my bestie's really pretty handwriting in my planner, how I make my script stickers with my Cricut machine, so I thought I would do a video showing you exactly how I do that. I'm showing you how to do it from, if you do have an iPad or a tablet that you can hand letter on, I'm showing you how to do it with that option, and I'm also showing you how to do it with the option of just typing in whatever word you want into your computer and making it that way. I am using Inkscape for this video, so it's a free app that you can download onto your computer. But let's go ahead and dive into this. We're going to go over to my computer and I'm going to show you how to make this sticker sheet and show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using Inkscape. It's just what I learned on. I know some people can use like Adobe, like Creator, like different things like that. But this is what it's easiest for me to make on, and it's a free app that you can download onto your computer. So over here on the left hand side, there's two different ways we can do this. Okay, so we can type out the word, or if you're somebody that has an iPad and you can, hand letter your own things. I'm sure you could probably even do it on a normal tablet. If you hand lettered, you can take that picture that you made and turn it into a script sticker. So I'll show you both of those ways, but let's do this way first. So over on the left hand side here, we have all these little symbols. We have the A that says create and edit text objects. I'm just going to click on that, and then I'm going to click onto my paper here. And for the sake of this video, let's say we're trying to make some meal plan, or let's do meal prep. We want some meal prep script stickers, and we want to make several of those because say you do that every single week. So I have my little script here. Now if you can see, I don't know if you can see it, let me zoom so that way you can really just see here. But you can see there's nothing behind it, right? So I can see the line of my paper here. There's nothing behind it. If I were to send this to my Cricut, it would have a really hard time. It would probably be able to cut it out, but at the size that I want these to be no bigger than maybe 2 inches long, and that's being really generous. Maybe let's just say an inch long. The Cricut will have quite a hard time, especially with all these little loops and things that it would have to cut out. It would have a hard time cutting those out. So I have to make an offset, which basically is what the Cricut will cut around. So it's usually when you have a sticker and you have that little white that's around the sticker, or you can do it on clear sticker paper. It would still cut around, it cuts around the word rather than each individual letter. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pull this over. I'm going to go up at the top and I'm going to click path. I'm going to click object to path, and I'm going to click that, and then it kind of fixes it so that way none of it is cut off. Then I'm going to go to object, and I'm going to click ungroup. Once I ungroup it, I can kind of decide are these too far spaced, so I kind of want to scoot this over. So I'm just going to use my arrow keys, and I selected all of these, and I'm going to scoot that over so it's just a little bit closer. I like how that looks a little bit better. Then I'm going to select everything by just dragging and clicking. I'm going to go back to path, and I'm going to go union, and it's going to make this one piece again. So it's kind of like grouping it, but I think it just does a little bit different. Then I'm going to click path again. I'm going to click object to path, and we're going to click path, and I'm going to go down to linked offset. So I'm going to click linked offset. I'm going to get this little triangle over here. But if I try and pull it, it won't let me do it the way that I want it to be done. So I'm going to click undo. So we're going to go over to this right hand. I don't really know. It says enable snapping. We're going to click that. We don't want that clicked. Then I'm going to go down to my bottom, and I have all of these colors down here. And I'm just going to select a random color. I can change it later, so I'm just going to select a random color. Then this will let me drag this out so we can see I can kind of base how I want my offset to be. So if we want just a little bit of an outline, that's all you need to do. You can kind of base it off of that. I like to have just enough so I can get rid of a lot of these empty spaces. So that way it prints as close to one piece of a sticker with as little little cuts as it has to do. So I'm going to kind of judge that here. So I'm going to make it that looks good to me. I think that's good. And then I'm just going to click out of that. I'm going to go back over to the left-hand side, and I'm going to make sure I select the arrow, and I'm going to take the meal prep that I just made, and I'm going to move that off. So you can see I can move this, I can separate it, move it up. I'm going to just move that up and out of the way. Then I'm going to click on here. If I was just to stop here, right, I can turn this white, but then you can't see what you're doing. But if I were to just stop here, I would be cutting out, my Cricut would literally be cutting out all these little white spots that are in here, which we do not want. So I'm going to go back up to the top. I'm going to click Object to Path. Then I'm going to go to Break Apart, and it's going to fill in all of those little pieces. I got to drag this out though, and I'm going to just click over that entire area, and we need to get rid of all of those little pieces because anything that's left on this canvas is going to save, and we don't want that. So then I can drag this back and I can line this up where it goes. And there we go. So there is my sticker. So once I have it how I want, I know I don't need to move anything else around. I'm going to click on that offset, and I'm going to just change it to white. From there, I'll go up to Save, Save As, and I'm going to save this as Meal Prep Stickers. So I have all my stickers here. Let's just save it in this one. That's fine. It's gonna save it as an SVG. That's why I like this. That's why I like this app, because I do have the ability to save it as an SVG, and that's what works best in our in Cricut Design Space. So I'm gonna just save this as Meal Prep Sticker. Okay, so I have this saved. Now you're probably like, but I want more than just one. So this is great if you're wanting just one little sticker, right? Like for my series, What Book Are They In? I do this a lot to make the little words that I put on the page that I put all the stickers on for my series. So that's basically how you just make an individual one. But if I want to make multiple of these, I'm going to have to do a couple extra steps. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to group these two together now that I have my offset. And you can see, you can't see the white behind or the line behind over here. So we can't see that. I'm just going to back up a little bit, and I'm going to move this over to the side. I'm going to go back over to that left side, and I'm going to draw a triangle real quick. Or not a triangle. Good Lord. I'm going to draw a rectangle, not a triangle. Okay, so I just made my rectangle. Good Lord. I'm going to change the color of it. This again is just for the sake of being able to see what I'm doing with this piece over here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going up to the top, I'm going to change it to inches because that's what my brain works in, and we're going to fix the width and the size to what Cricut Design Space will let me do. So we're going to do the width as 6.75, and we are going to do the height as 9.25, and that is the cut space that is allowed on Cricut Design Space to do a print and cut. So this is how big my sheet can be. And then I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to go to Object, and I'm going to click lower to bottom. That way when I drag my meal prep sticker on top of it, it is on top and I can see. Now if I did it this size, this is 5 inches wide. That's long, right? That's a big sticker. I do not want it that big. So I think I'm going to try and go for like 1.5, and then we'll change this to 1, and I'm just going to see what that looks like. Let's zoom in a little bit, and that still looks a little wonky, so I don't want that. Let's do like 0.75. That's a little bit better. I kind of like that. Maybe like 0.70, maybe 0.65. It's a lot of just guesswork. I like how that looks. Okie dokie. So this is the first option, right? So we can do it this way. So I'm going to back up. So now you can see I could fit a ton of those meal prep stickers on this page. For the sake of this video, I do want to make sure I show you how to do this same thing with all of these steps, but also with like a picture of an image that you're wanting to turn into a script sticker, say maybe from something that you hand wrote on your tablet. And for the sake of this, I'm going to use a picture that my bestie made for me. So I'm going to drag her little teach sticker to my Inkscape. So I'm just letting it hover over, and I'm going to just drag and drop it, and then I'm just going to click OK. And here's her teach sticker. So this is what she sent me when I asked her, hey, can you hand letter some stuff for me because your handwriting is the best? And she did, and this is what I got with this one. So you can see, I'm going to zoom in again. So if you can see over here, this one is not, it has a background on it, right? So it has a white background. We can't see the white line of the page over here on the left. So we got to get rid of that with this picture that my bestie sent me. So I'm going to go over to path. I have my picture selected. I'm going to go to path, I'm going to go to, let's see. I'm going to go to path and I'm going to go to trace bitmap, and it's going to pull up this little thing over here, and I'm going to select live preview so I can see, and I'm going to click remove background. I'm going to leave everything else the same, and I'm just going to click OK. Once I've done that, I'm going to click out of it, and I can move over, and it basically just traced what was on that, and I can move it over. And here's my old one, so it still has that background. I'm going to delete it because I don't need it. And now I have my teach sticker that my bestie hand lettered for me right over here. So you can see that line in between the words here. So now this has no background. So now I'm going to go object to path, and I'm going to go to linked offset. And I did make sure over on the right hand side that enable snapping isn't clicked. And I'm going to click a random color again just because it's a lot easier to see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to pull my little offset out. So just like so, I think that's good for this one. And again, clicking, so all the same steps. So that's literally it if you're doing it from a picture and or something that you hand lettered or sent or all of those fun things. So I'm going to just do the same things again. I'm going to delete all of these little things from that break apart and making sure there's nothing left. Then I'm going to take my teach sticker and I'm going to pull it back over right on top. And the less that I have my Cricut cut out, the easier it'll be. So if you want, the E and the A and the H to not have those, not have that filled in, then just skip that last step. But then I'll click on that red. Oops, I clicked on the white. I need to click on the red. So click on the red and I'm going to turn that white. And then I'm just going to group these two together so that way when I move them around, it's a lot easier. Okay, so I have my teach stickers, and then we have our meal prep stickers. So I'm going to move this back over onto my canvas, and that way you can see, there you go, you can see I have my offset of my little teach stickers. I'm going to make these, I think I originally had them like 1.5 by 1, maybe a little less. That's by 2, I want 1. There we go. That's not terrible. I might do 0.75 for these, or maybe not. Maybe 0.80. It's a lot of just like trial and error, you guys, to figure out how you want these sized exactly. It's just a lot of trial and error. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to say 1.3 by 0.80. Now these might actually be kind of big. And that's okay. I'd rather them be a little bit bigger for the sake of this video, just so you can see kind of what I'm doing. So now we have to turn this into a sticker sheet. So what I'm going to do is, let's do meal prep first. So let's just move my teach down. Let's say half of this is going to be meal prep and half of this is teach stickers. Either way, I'll use both of these, so I'm not too worried. I'm basically going to just, I have my meal prep selected. I'm going to click Control C to copy it and then Control V. And I'm going to do that a couple of times, about as many times as I think as I can fit across. So I think I can only fit I'm only going to be able to fit 5 of these across. And that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I have these copied so that way I can pull them over. So now I'm going to select my first one and I'm going to select my background. So I'm going to select both of those things. So I just click Shift to select those. Then I am going to go to Object, and all the way down at the bottom we have Align and Distribute. It's going to pop up with this side Okay, so I have these selected, so I'm going to click the up and then I'm going to click over to the left, and that's going to pull it as far up as I can to that box and as far over to that box as I can. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my one that goes over on the far side, so I'm going to do control and then same thing. I'm going to click up, and then this time I'm going to click over to the right, and that's going to pull that as far over to the right as that can go. Now these two, I'm going to select that back and I'm going to just pull them up, but instead of selecting I'm not selecting my rectangle, I'm just going to select all the words. So I have them all selected. I'm going to go over here down to distribute, and I'm going to click the one that says distribute centers horizontally, and that's just going to distribute them equally along the way. So that's all I need to do for that row. Then I'm just going to select all of them. I'm going to go Control G, and that's just going to group them all together, and then Control C, and I'm going to copy and pull that down. Easy peasy. So if I want to make sure that it is as far over as I can, I'll just click that. And then you would just continue that process. I would group those again, Control V, and then I would be able to pull those down. Whoopsies, I grabbed the wrong one. So just make sure, so you would just have to click one since we just nicely already distributed where it needed to go. And then you can kind of just judge how far apart you really want them. So I might only do, I'm thinking like one more row of this. I don't need to make another set. So I am going to just do one more row. Make sure that it's lined where I want it. And then we can move down. So now I'm just going to do those same steps with my teach stickers. And I'm going to go ahead and fast forward so you're not bored and watching me do this a billion times again. Okay, so now that I have that I have this sheet completely filled out, okay, as you can see, I'm going to click that rectangle in the back, which I just gotta find the right spot, and I'm actually going to delete it because I don't need it. I only needed it to make sure I had the correct sizing for my sheet over on Cricut Design Space. So now I'm just going to go over to File, and I'm going to click Export PNG Image, and over here I'm going to click Export As. I've already typed it in, but it will be Meal Prep and Teach Sticker Sheet, so I'm just going to click Save, and then I'm going to click Export, and it'll export that picture over. So now we need to move to Cricut Design Space. Okay, so I have opened Cricut Design Space. I am in a new canvas, and I'm in the upload category, so I'm just going to click Browse, and I'm going to go and find the sheet of stickers that I just made. Alright, so I found my sticker sheet, and I pulled it up. So here we are. So there you can see we have our sticker sheet here. I'm going to click Complex, and then I'm going to click OK. Here is where if you wanted to take out white, you could. We could probably knock it out of those if you wanted to, but again, the Cricut would cut those out, and you kind of don't want that because with how small these are, that might not work out the best, but this looks great. So I'm just going to click Continue, and I'm going to make sure it's saved as a print then cut image, and then click Save. Then I'm going to go over and I'm going to click Insert Image into my new page here. So it's going to pull it up as soon as it loads. Alright, once it's loaded, I'm going to go up here to size. I'm going to uncheck this little lock symbol, and I'm going to change the size of this to exactly what I had it as in my Inkscape. So 6.75 by 9.25. That way all my stickers are the exact size that I had them within my Inkscape. So there we go. We have it. It says cut then print, and we are all ready to make this. So I'm going to click Make It, And we can see this is what it will look like once it is on my sticker sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. My device, it's not going to pop up with my device because I haven't plugged in my Cricut yet, but I am going to go to send to printer, and we are going to click off the ad bleed. I don't want that on, but I am going to go ahead and get this printed on my printer and show you how it is set up on my mat, and we will get this cut and so you can see each little sticker. Alright, so I have my sticker sheet all printed out. We can see it's a pretty good size for each one. So I'm just going to line this up on my mat. Then I'm going to take it over to my Cricut and have it cut it out. It's probably going to take a couple minutes just because it has so much cutting to do. So I'm going to take that over, get it cut out, and I will show you what it looks like as soon as it's done. Okay, so I've got my Cricut connected. You can see it says Air 2 up here. I have my Cricut set on custom material, so I'm going to click my favorite, which is sticky note. So we'll get this cut out with my Cricut real quick, and I will show you the finished product. Alrighty, and here we are. Here is our cut out sheet. Moment of truth, do they peel up? So here's our meal prep sticker. Super cute. And then let's take a look at a teach sticker. So cute. There we go, you guys. That is it. Hopefully this kind of helps you figure out how to cut your own script stickers. Again, this sticker, I just used a font on my computer, so you can use pretty much any font, especially if you're doing an offset with it. It makes it a lot easier to use those really pretty cursive, nice, like, you know, handwriting fonts. It makes it a lot easier to do an offset with those. So I definitely recommend offsetting your stickers. And again, you can do this on clear paper, clear sticker paper if you have it and can find it. It would just do the same thing. It would just be a clear outline, you know, around your word, but it would make it a lot easier. And then this one is my bestie's handwriting on her iPad. So if you have that capability and are able to hand letter your own words, that is how you can do it with those. But I so hope that this video was helpful and in helping you be able to make some stickers for yourself, get the words that you need, the words that you use the most. Teach stickers are definitely the ones that I go through because I use at least 3 a week, if not more. So you know, having these and being able to make them for myself is super, super helpful. But I so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!